Mike Tobin describes seeing rioters pre-party in the parking lot before big show of destruction. "I've heard people say things like looting is fun," Fox News correspondent says. Men News senior correspondent Mike Tobin joined the Fox News Rundown Tuesday to discuss what he saw and heard during last week's rioting in Kenosha, Wisconsin following the police shooting of Jacob Blake. "These things do start to fit a pattern when you see there will become a point where the line is drawn," Tobin told host Dave Anthony. "It started out in Minneapolis after George Floyd's death at the 3rd Precinct, and then it moved out. But in Kenosha, it was that courthouse at the public safety building where the demonstrators were trying to get in every day and the police said, 'You know, you're not coming in here.' That's where the line is and that's where the trouble starts. And what we also saw there that we've seen in other places is once they move the demonstrators from that location, they go somewhere else and something else happens," he added. "The first night, they moved the demonstrators away from the courthouse. A lot of them actually just left on their own volition. That's when all the fires started around Kenosha. The second night, that Tuesday night, when they moved the demonstrators away from the courthouse, that's when the gunfire happened. The shooting that killed 2 demonstrators and wounded another seemed to throw a wet blanket over things," Tobin said. "A lot of those kids who were out there at these demonstrations, it's a big game for them," he said. "I've heard people say things like, looting is fun. And in Minneapolis and some other locations, I've watched them pre-party in the parking lot for hours and then come out for the big show of destruction. So for some of them, it's a game. And things got real serious that Tuesday night in Kenosha, and it changed the parameters of it." Discussing the presence of Antifa at the demonstrations, Tobin told Anthony, "I think the strength of Antifa is that they are so nebulous, they're without organization. If they stood for one thing, well, then people could disagree with what they stand for. But you get these Antifa protesters who fancy themselves somewhere between the civil rights marchers on the Edmund Pettus Bridge and the rioters from the Joker movie. And they can take their own motivation because there isn't anything to disagree with Antifa. So, they show up, they do their thing. They enjoy the destruction. They enjoy shaking their fist at the man. They enjoy pushing back at the societal structure, and they can be very efficient. You can work very fast if all you want to do is be destructive." Thanks for watching with Peter Reporter Men News. Subscribe to my channel for new updates.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.